Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps, and I'm joined with the one and only Tyson Fury.
AKA
the Gypsy King.
How are you?
Yeah, I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. You're looking very well.
Thank you. I'm trying.
I see you've been working out a lot on your Instagram, which is good stuff. Fair play. Congratulations.
Doing the best that I can with what, I actually had a shoulder injury. It's still hurting a bit. I don't quite know what it is, but it's sort of prevented me from continuing with the weights. But I do 130 pounds now in deadlifts. Quite, proud of myself, if I may say.
Fantastic.
Well, you're looking nice. Look at you.
I'm all Miami'd up.
Yeah. I was going to say, you look like you were about to head out to Miami.
I am. Oh, wait a minute. Maybe I'm in Miami.
Oh, you're right. You're right. What's going on with you? I haven't spoken to you. I think the last time we spoke was when we did an interview and went boating, Prince.
Yes, that day. Yeah, that was like, I don't know, over a year ago, was it?
Yeah, I think this wasn't it before everything happened, or was it after? I don't even remember.
It was a long time ago.
Me either. Yeah, I don't remember. But yeah, it's been a while, so I haven't been able to catch up with you since. But you're doing well. You look good. You actually, I'm seeing, look at you with your six-pack coming in.
Six-pack? Six-pack of beer? No, I've never had a good body. I don't think I'll ever will, but...
No, the pictures that with Joseph Parker. Oh. You look like you're, they're coming in.
Nah, I'm still heavy. I'm 275 pounds plus. That's
yeah, but weight has nothing to do with that, because muscle, weighs heavier than fat, so.
It does, but unfortunately, I don't have any muscles either. If it was a bodybuilding competition, I'd definitely lose, that's for sure. I'm the body that you don't want to get. You train hard not to get this body. But I train hard and I've still got this body.
Okay, hold on. First of all, you get after me for being hard on myself. And here you are completely discrediting the fact that you didn't completely transform your body. So let's calm down.
Yeah, I did do all that, but I'm still not in great shape. I'm in great shape aesthetically, not aesthetically. But I'm in good shape fitness-wise. I could fight all day, but don't look good with my top off. So that's why I've got my shirt on.
You wouldn't have done it without it anyway.
I would have done. If I was ripped, I would do this interview and every other interview with no top on the whole time.
One day, let's see if you do that.
Like, if I had AJ's body, I'd just be doing interviews with no shirt on all the time. Even in the winter, in the snow, the rain, thunder, anything. Just have my top off all the time, like, flexing.
Oh, man. Well, speaking of AJ, look, let's be honest. The world's waiting. We're waiting, but it sounds like you're waiting too.
Yeah, I'm waiting. There's a lot of, there's a few good offers on the table, I've been told, from a few different countries, which is exciting news for me. I've always been quite sceptical about it all, like before all this, and I've been told that there's quite a few big offers on the table from a few major players, so I'm very interested and excited to finally hear what they are, and to see if they're one, feasible, and two, we can make it happen in whatever country wins the bid for.
So you did a post. You said 3 days TikTok, adding a bit of pressure to those involved.
Yeah.
Where do you stand in terms of that? Is there an extension made, or because today makes it the third day?
Yeah, but it's Sunday, so it's not really a working day. Sunday in England's not a working day, so we have to go to Monday, Tuesday by the latest. So if I don't know anything by Tuesday, I'm just going to move on. Because it's been a long time in the making. Well, it was June when I did that video, when I said, we've agreed terms to fight Joshua, we both agreed to fight each other, but I've just got to fight Wilder first. That was a year ago, nearly a year ago. So yeah, it's been a long time, but so now we've finally got the offers are on the table, and we'll go through them and take the best one.
How confident are you, though, that it's actually going to get made? Because here's what a lot of people are thinking, Tyson. I'll be honest. A lot of people are thinking, oh, my God, here we are. We're getting so close, and this fight may not happen.
Well, I think it will 100% happen, 1,000,000% happen. And I think we're going to know within the next couple of days who, what, where, when.
Okay.
Not who, but what, where, and when.
Okay. So you're pretty confident you're not going to have to move on?
No, I'm pretty confident this fight's going to get made in the next few days because from what I've heard, there's some big players involved and there's some big offers coming from very rich people and very rich countries. So I'm sure that they're going to be good offers.
We heard that Saudi's a front runner. Can you?
Saudi's involved, I'll say that much.
Okay.
But there's also some dark horses involved that I didn't think would be interested, but they're going to be. They've offered some serious money. So yeah, some major players, and I'm very excited to finally get this fight and make it happen. I know that he wants to fight and I want to fight, and we're just going to get it on and give each other a good hiding each. He's going to try and punch my head in, I'm going to try and punch his in, and we're going to lay it all on the line for the boxing fans and for sport in general, because this is the biggest thing, the biggest moment, the biggest fight, the biggest sporting moment, I believe, in my generation.
Absolutely.
Because I was just about to say you've got two undefeated heavyweights, champions of the world, going at it, but I can't say that because there's only one undefeated world champion, that's me. But he has got his belts back, so yeah, there's two world heavyweight champions from Britain going head to head in a mammoth fight. And we're both at the top of our game. We're both in the prime of our lives. You know, this isn't like when Lewis fought Tyson, when they were both like past the best and both at the end of their careers. We are both like 31, 32. We're both in the prime of our lives and both in good shape, injury free. So we're both raring to go. So I'm sure this fight can be made, and we're going to put on a real fight for as long as it lasts. Me personally, I don't think it goes long. I think it goes quite short. So I'm really eager, excited, like a kid before Christmas. I want this fight to be announced this week.
Everyone does. Yeah. Everyone does. And to be honest with you, as you know, because I watched the interview, or not interview, but your father had sort of talked about this. Keep sitting out. You have been out of the ring for quite some time. At least he's been able to fight Pulev.
Yeah, he had a fight with Pulev. It was more of a sparring contest, really, but I've had plenty of spars, so it's...
You've kept active.
I've kept active. I've been in the gym. It's not like I've been outside and been laying down at home eating cream muffins and stuff. I've been in the gym every day. I'm in the physical fighting fitness of my life. Like, I don't get any better than this. It's where I am now as a heavyweight, as a man. I don't think you get any better than the next year or so. You start declining, I think. Maybe a year or two. But after you get to like 34, for a prime athlete, I think you start going downhill. You might be able to extend it depending on how you live. And we all know I haven't lived great in the past. So yeah, maybe I've cut that short a bit. So, yeah, now is the time to make this fight happen. Both in our primes, both physically strong as we're ever going to be. Both mature, both at the height of our success in careers, and both got it all to lose. And there can only be one champion and one victor and one name, like Wilder says. One champion, one face, one name. But unfortunately for him, it ain't him. Because I've already smashed him. I'm about to smash another one.
So it's safe to say that the mediation's done. You guys have moved on past the Wilder situation?
There's still stuff going on. There's still stuff going on behind the scenes, but that's all going to be dealt with.
Okay. But you're able to proceed and move forward without it being legally held against you?
I don't know. I'm not obliged to answer that question.
Okay.
I don't know what's going on, to be fair. I pay lawyers a hell of a lot of money, millions of dollars to sort shit out. Yeah. So, you know, I'm sure they're going to sort it.
Yeah.
There's no doubt in my mind.
So it kind of shocked me when you said that, because we haven't spoke since the videos that he's put out accusing you of cheating.
Have we not spoke since all that?
No, we haven't. I'm telling you, it's easily been about close to a year, I want to say. Has it been? I swear it's been about that.
Yeah, it will be.
It's been a while.
It will be, yeah.
Or maybe a year's a bit of a stretch. But anyways, it's been a while. I haven't spoken to you since all of that news broke. And I'm not going to lie, I actually was a bit surprised here recently. You say that you would still fight him if you had to, or if that was it was like sort of like the second viable option for you financially.
Yeah.
I mean, after everything that was said, you hold no grudges.
You know what it is? It's one of them things. It's a hurtful, resentful stuff that he's been saying. it's not sportsmanlike conduct. It's not something that I'd ever say about somebody without concrete evidence. You know, to have a victory taken away from you or tarnished with dirt like that, it's disrespectful, it's dishonourable, and as a champion and as a warrior, he's let himself down because he couldn't accept defeat as a champion would, or as a real man of honour would. He's had to make a million excuses and then go beyond that, accuse me of cheating, which has sort of belittled my victory over him. Not just accused me of cheating, accused the Nevada Athletic State Commission, everybody involved. So we're all in a conspiracy, apparently, against Deontay Wilder. It's absolutely ridiculous. If I'd have said something like this, then it would have been a big problem. You know, I said before in an interview, it's all sticks and stones. But the fact of the matter is, when you've been called a cheater by somebody, when they say you put metal in your gloves and whatever else, I had my fist turned back to front, and I don't know what the excuses were. There's been that many. It's like I say, it's hurtful, it's resentful, it's disrespectful, and it's dishonourable. And as a man, and as a champion, and as a fighting warrior, he's let himself down, and he's let his fans down, and let his family name down, I'd say. Because he can't accept defeat in a manner. He's got to accuse an athlete that did nothing wrong, that trained me guts out for months on end, and put it all on the line facing the biggest puncher in heavyweight history, and stood toe to toe with the motherfucker, and knocked him out and beat him. Upsetting, really, to say the least. But you know, it's not something I'd ever say. If I got beat by somebody, I'd say, fair play, mate, you're a good man. Good luck to you. But they're not like me. There's always got to be a reason why. And you know, he's gone beyond the point of no return by calling me a cheater and calling the whole of boxing cheating too. So it is what it is.
I'm going to ask you a question that I plan to ask AJ. Okay.
Okay.
So before you, because I already know you, just let me finish the question, and then you could, you know, give me your honest opinion or answer.
That's what I'm here for.
We know that whoever wins this fight becomes like the best of our era. So if you don't win, do you acknowledge Anthony Joshua as the best of our era?
No, because he hasn't beat anybody yet. To be the best of our era, Klitschko, he's beat him. He has to beat me, and he also has to beat Deontay Wilder. So
he's still in the equation.
Let me rephrase all that. When I win this fight, I am the best of this era, barring none. I beat everybody in it. Klitschko, Wilder, Joshua. The three top champions of my era, and I beat them all. But he's got to beat Wilder still to be able to say he's the best, because he's not. But he ain't going to beat me, and I don't think he beat Wilder either. I don't like Wilder, I don't like what he said or what he's done, but as a boxing fan and as a man, I just don't think he can beat Deontay Wilder. I don't think any of them can. Like I say, I've got no love for Wilder at all. I think he's a piece of shit. I think he's a big dosser. But I just don't think any of the other heavyweights can beat Deontay Wilder. There's only one man who can beat him, and that's me. I think he annihilates the rest of them. And that's truth. I'd put heavy money on it as well. I'd bet on him. I'm not a betting man, but I'd bet a lot of money on Wilder knocking them all out, apart from me.
Would you say that since Joshua has fought Klitschko, that he's improved, though? Because based on his last performance, would you say that...
Against Pulev?
Yes, against Pulev.
Improved. I don't know. I think he's learning as he goes along, maybe, or he can polish up on certain aspects, like he brought the movement in against Andy Ruiz. That's a new thing for him. So yeah, he's definitely improved on that side of it. But as a fighter, as a warrior, a competitor, does he improve? I don't know. Do you improve after being a world champion? You can. But has he improved? I haven't seen that much improvement, to be fair, since from Klitschko to Pulev, different opponents. So yeah.
I don't want to butcher this comment, but I'm sure you've heard it already, just because I don't have the specific verbiage. But do you remember when AJ made a comment about how, you know, helping you become like a superstar or something like that? What did you make of him saying that?
I don't know if he's ever helped me in his life. I know I've helped him as a superstar because...
Because you said something like, oh, well, I don't want to be some big superstar and something like that.
Yeah. So he's only got his career because of me, basically. Because I took Klitschko's belts off him and had them all, and then I had my own problems and vacated them all, and they made it all possible for them all to become champions. A lot of these guys would have never become champions if it wasn't for me.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Charles Martin would have never become the world champion.
Right.
If I didn't take the belt off Klitschko, and the RBF took it off me after a week. So he didn't ever become a champion. Mm-hmm. Joshua would never have took a championship off him because he would never have been a champion. I would have still had the belts. Mm-hmm. Or Klitschko would have still had them if I didn't beat Klitschko, because none of them would have beat Klitschko. I mentally destroyed Klitschko in that fight, and he could never ever be the man he was ever again after that. Ever. Mentally, physically, emotionally, solely destroyed. So, as for anyone helping anyone become a world champion, it was me. I helped them all become world champions.
So the belts don't mean as much to you as I would say it probably means to AJ, if I'm honest, because you've made it very clear. You're like, look, aside, the only belt you were missing was the WBC belt, and now you have it.
I've got them all now,
right.
yeah.
So
and I've also got 4 Ring Magazine belts, which is unknown. I've got 4 Ring Magazine belts. Uh-huh. So there's not another heavyweight active today who's got a Ring Magazine belt, or even had one. So
say you win, right? The issue then becomes with the heavyweight division that in order to move forward with the rematch, because obviously there is a rematch in place between the two of you, that there might be, whoever the winner is going to have to at some point consider the idea of vacating 1 or 2 of the belts, because the sanctioning bodies aren't going to just allow for the fight for them to step aside once again, because they've been stepping aside for quite some time now.
For the rematch, you mean?
Yeah, for the rematch, because it can go basically until the end of the year or early next year. So do you intend to sort of, like, release the belts at some point?
What, before the rematch?
Well, because I'm saying that there's a chance that sanctioning bodies won't allow it to go all the way past the rematch. Like, you might have to defend a title in between, and obviously you guys are going to want to go back into the rematch.
No, there won't be. There'll be a straight rematch.
Yeah, so
the sanctioning bodies are not going to pull it because they want the money, don't they?
I would hope so, but from my understanding, from what I'm hearing, is that's not 100%.
Oh, I don't know. You know more than me then. To be honest, I don't know and I don't really care.
Yeah.
To be fair. Like I say, I've got all the belts anyway.
But to move forward with the rematch, if you had to release a belt or 2, is that something, or would you want to defend in between in order to keep them?
There's no defending in between. It'll be an immediate rematch. If this fight gets done, it'll be a 2-fight deal. A fight and then the winner fights the loser again immediately within a certain amount of days. So if we do fight, say June, July, then that'll be 1 fight, and then the rematch will be this year as well. So we'll have 2 fights this year. So yeah.
Well, hopefully that's not an issue, but it does sort of make sense, because I guess right now what's been happening is that the mandatories have been sort of taking a back seat.
There's no mandatories, is there, at the moment?
Well, Joshua has them.
Pool just fought his IBF mandatory.
Joshua has, remember, it was the Usyk, Joyce, which now they're going to sanction that
for
fight.
The interim fight,
for the interim,
aren't they?
right?
So there you go then, they're already fighting, so that's not mandatory.
I guess it depends on how long it takes for you two to initially get in the ring. So what are we looking at? June, July? Because June's just around the corner. Surely
June, July, yeah.
But surely that's too soon, no?
Why is that?
I mean, I don't think AJ's in camp.
How long do you need to train for a fight?
You tell me.
8 weeks.
But you still have to do a world tour, no? You can't not have a world tour with this.
That can be done in a week, though, can't it? Fly to London, fly to New York, fly to LA, fly to Vegas. It's a 2-day job. So he's in shape all year round. I've seen the body on him. I'm in shape all year round. So we don't need no big long training camps. Just need 8 weeks. 8 weeks training. Bang, we're ready to go. So if the fight's in the end of June, then we're both ready. Do it. And then we fight again November, December. Done.
Hopefully it could be for June. That would be great. Because I was, to be honest, I was thinking like July or August.
Well, June, July, same kind of thing, isn't it?
Mm.
Early June, late June, early July, fine.
Mm-hmm.
Anything beyond that, not so sure.
Mm-hmm. Do you and AJ still communicate?
I've
Or do
not
you guys
spo-
sort
I've
of
not-
leave it to everyone in sort of
I've not
behind the
spoke to him
scenes?
at all in this deal.
No?
No, there's no
Surprised?
point.
Because, you know, wasn't he FaceTiming you at one point?
Yeah, we're both FaceTiming each other a little bit. It was not recently though.
Mm-hmm.
Listen, the people are getting paid a lot of money to put this fight together, so we don't need to do it. They do.
Mm-hmm. Dillian Whyte, he now puts himself back in line for the WBC mandatory.
I don't know. It's not been out. It's not been aired. That.
Well, he will be eventually. He is in line eventually. Eddie Hearn's trying to get Dillian versus Wilder. How do you see that going down if they fight? If they do?
What did I just say
Well,
before?
okay, you did say Wilder beats everyone. Okay.
If Wilder's not mentally, physically, emotionally destroyed like Klitschko was, which the looks of him, he is lost his mind a little bit. So if you're not what you were before the fight, then you can't beat nobody. If you're mentally unwell, then you can't really be held responsible for your actions as a fighter because you're mentally unwell. And for me, he does look a bit mentally unwell, to be fair. All the shite he's been saying and what he's been doing, it's that of a man who's not well. So yeah, if he's not well, then he can't beat nobody. He couldn't beat my Prince. But if he's physically fighting fit as he was before, then I say Wilder over them all apart from me. There's nobody out there to beat him. His immense power and speed and unpredictability is enough to topple them all.
All right. What did you think of his performance? Do you have anything? Did you think anything of it against Povetkin?
Yeah, I watched it. When was it, last week?
It was just like 2 weeks ago.
2 weeks ago. Yeah, I thought he'd done well. He revenged his loss. Fair play to him. He can only beat who's in front of him. Be honest with you though, Povetkin looked like 110 years old. He looked finished. He had no legs underneath him, but still they all take knocking out. So fair play. I'm not here to slate anybody's performances. I didn't slate him when he got chinned, and I'm not going to slate him when he got won as well. So fair play to the guy.
The fight that we were just mentioning, Usyk and Joyce, who for the interim title. Who do you see winning in that fight?
Easy, Joyce. Stopping him. I don't think Usyk's the big threat people once thought he was a few years ago. When he was a cruiserweight, he was good. He's had 2 fights at heavyweight and struggled in both of them, really. He didn't look great against Chaz Weatherspoon. Weatherspoon was out of the ring years and years and years and years. And he didn't look good against Chisora. I thought Chisora nicked a draw, to be honest. So yeah, he didn't look great. And I think Big Joe will walk right through him. Be like a middleweight fight and a super heavyweight. And I fancy Big Joe to nail him. Proper. Heavily.
Yeah.
Yeah. I really just do. I just think like it's not a 3-round fight where you can jib and jab around the ring. 12 3-minute rounds in there with a dinosaur like myself who don't stop coming forward, who's as tough as a brick, who can punch a hole in a wall, who's 19.5 stone against the little guy who's about 6'2", skinny, 16 stone chubby. I think he gets cut down like cheese.
A lot of people, and basing it off of just what people are saying, is that they are sort of expecting it to be what it was in the World Series of Boxing when they first fought. They're expecting Usyk to just outbox him.
What, for 3 rounds?
Well, right. It's a very different ball game this time around.
Amateur boxing, I don't even know how long they go anymore, but when I used to box, it was 4 2-minute rounds, and then I believe it changed to 3 3-minute rounds. So that's not a professional fight. When you've got 12 3-minute rounds to smash somebody, it's not like running away scoring points here and there. It's different. He couldn't hold Derek Chisora off. Or, I don't know if I was watching the right fight. Maybe I was watching a different fight. But he couldn't hold Chisora off him. And Chisora's 6'1" inches tall and weighs 17 stone. So how the hell is he going to hold Big Joe off him at 6'7" and weighing nearly 20 stone in weight for 12 3-minute rounds? Uphill battle.
Your mate has a huge fight ahead of him. I just interviewed him just the other day. let's talk a bit about that. I mean, Joe is going up against the pound for pound king right now in Canelo Alvarez.
Whatever pound for pound means, because I've still no idea what it means, whatever that means, because it's like an if, someone's opinion, is it?
Yeah. Right.
Pound for pound means if everybody was the same weight or same height or same size, and we know that don't exist.
Right.
So pound for pound, if I jumped out of that hotel window, could I fly like a fucking eagle if I had wings? That's what it's like saying. Bullshit. Do not agree with anything like that, because they have weight categories for a reason. Not unless you're going to move up to heavyweight and give me a fight, which is not going to happen. But anyway, it's a top fighter, middleweight, super middleweight, welterweight, whatever.
What do you think?
I think Billy Joe gives him a boxing lesson. That's what I'm here to see.
Are you going to place a bet on him?
Yeah, that's what I'm here to see, and that's what I think will happen. I think everyone raves on about Canelo and how good he is and how he's such a great guy and whatever. But I just think that every time Billy Joe stepped into the pressure cooker, he delivers, much like myself. When you fight people who's not supposed to give you a good fight, then you end up having a tough fight. But when you fight people who are supposed to give you a good hiding, then you win. So that's what we're up against here. We're up against a good fighter in Canelo, who's strong and physically mature, big for the weight, and likes to hold his feet and fire good hard punches, and he's got good head movement and that. But Billy Joe's a master boxer, slick, southpaw, with good footwork and good ring IQ, and unbeaten in our. He was 11 years old, and he's now however old he is, 31. So yeah, there's a reason why he hasn't been beat since he was 11 or however old he was. Oh, he got beat in the Olympics, sorry. 17.
But he was really young.
Okay. So there's a reason why Canelo's tasted defeat, and we know he can be outboxed before because we've seen it. Mayweather outboxed him convincingly, and he's had a couple of sticky fights, struggled in a couple of southpaw fights that I've seen. He struggled with Lara. That was a close fight. Could have lost that one. If Lara was a bit more of an aim and a bit more of a draw, would have probably got the decision. So Billy Joe is a very good boxer, a very slick southpaw, and I know he'll fancy this one. There's a lot on the line. What's on the line here is in between him and being a world champion twice, or going down as a great in the sport. This is what's on the line here. So I definitely think he's going to shock a lot of people, and it's going to be an easier fight than people think it is.
You and Billy have a sense of humor that not everyone quite understands all the time, you know? So it's easy to be misunderstood on social media because you guys just, with all due respect, you guys just do what the fuck you want to do, and you say what you want to say. And I think that's either makes people love you or hate you for being that way, right? A lot of people are now saying like, oh, Billy Joe just isn't taking this seriously. He's, you know, whether it be the apron that he wore. Did you see that video, the apron?
I've not been on.
Who are saying like, oh, he's just not taking this seriously.
How do you take a fight seriously? What you got to do? Dress a certain way?
Well, that's what I'm saying. Because remember how like when you're notorious for, you know, playing mind games before a fight, and you're still in the game. So if anything, you can sort of relate better than anyone. Please tell. Are you gonna?
Me knowing boxing as I do. You know, training hard or dedicating yourself or running 100 miles or whatever. That doesn't mean you're going to win.
Right.
There's guys, I've seen unknown guys who go in a camp for 12 weeks, live like a monk, don't do nothing, just do everything right in the gym, then go in the ring and get knocked out in the first round. Well, a man could have come off the street, drunk 2 bottles of whiskey, and still had the same result as a 1-round knockout loss. So I don't buy into all this, whoever trains the hardest and whoever dedicates the more wins the fights. It doesn't work like that. The old timers used to drink half a bottle of brandy in between rounds and stuff. It was just crazy stuff, and fight 20 rounds and didn't train, never ate for 2 or 3 days. When the Cinderella man, James J. Braddock, he fought Max Baer, he hadn't eaten food for 3 days. And the trainer gave him some food on the night, like he didn't know he wasn't eating, give him some food. And he went in and fought and won the heavyweight championship of the world. So I just think like all these people out there who think, oh, whoever trains the hardest or runs farthest or lifts the most weights is the winner. That's not. Winning is a mentality. It's not about how hard you train in the gym, because I'm sure there's a lot of CrossFitters out there who train harder than me. There's marathon runners who run farther. There's weightlifters who lift heavier weights. There's people who can bend better than me and twist and athletica. There's more people out there who can jump higher than me and sprint faster and throw farther and anything else and hit harder and quicker. But it doesn't mean they can beat me in a fight. They can't, because I'm the best at what I do. And you all see, if Billy Joe drinks 4 pints on the day of the fight and he smokes 10 packs of cigarettes, it's not gonna alter his performance. He's a natural fighter. And I believe on his worst day, he could go in a ring and do 12 rounds. I've seen him do it.
Yeah.
So it's got nothing to do with how you train or whatever. He'll be training hard for this fight. There's a lot on the line here. Like I said, on the line here is going down as a great in boxing or a world champion in boxing. So there's a lot on the line, and he's one man with a pair of boxing gloves on, who's been beat before, standing in his way of total domination of the division, and going down as one of the greatest middleweights of all time. A man with a pair of boxing gloves on, who's already had a defeat. I think he's going to do it. Winning is a mentality.
You're going to be there.
100% I'm going to be there. And I'm going to hold them belts with him after the fucking fight when we win them.
Before we wrap up, just out of curiosity, is there a chance we're ever going to see the Tyson Fury that used to get dressed up in costumes ever again, make an appearance again?
You saw me come in a costume, didn't you, in the Tom Swartz fight? The Uncle Sam costume. Then I did the costume for the Mexican Independence weekend. I did the King costume for my last fight. How many more costumes do you want?
Well, you know, for the
I've got a costume on right now. I look like Tony Montana.
Yeah, because I think that'd be cool. We get that
Yeah, maybe.
for the big one.
What kind of costume could I wear?
I don't know.
Think about
Something
it.
to think about. Yeah. But that'd be fun to see that again.
Yeah, I just want to see all these people's faces after he beats Canelo.
Well, we'll see what happens on May the 8th, and hopefully we'll also get news in terms of what's going on with you in the coming days. And fortunately, we don't have anything concrete to offer today, but we do know at least I'm hearing good news coming from you in terms of you saying you're 100% confident makes me happy. I'm sure it makes everyone else here happy to hear that.
Yeah.
Because we were all worried.
It's all good news. I'm young.
I swear to God, it
I'm
would have made
young,
me cry.
Healthy, happy, rich, good looking. I've got everything going for me. What have I got to be sad about? There's nothing to be sad about. I'm sat in this hotel room. It's about fucking 50 grand a night, a room. It's fucking unbelievable. Next level stuff. I'm happy. I'm living the dream. I always have been, and all the time I'm in boxing, I'll be living my dream, because this is a dream come true to me, to be a boxer and to be a world champion and to live like this and to do what I've done in the game. It's been an emotional, mentally, physically, spiritually test.
Back when,
I've loved it.
way back when you were doing jobs while you were trying to, do this professionally, be honest, did you just know that it was just a matter of time before this was it for you?
I always believed that I would be heavyweight champion of the world, but I used to love my my job before boxing. I absolutely adored it, and it was a great job. So yeah, it wasn't like I had to work and
What was it specifically?
I was a male gigolo.
Shut up! You're silly.
No, that's what I was, Michelle.
No, shut up. No,
I was
you
a male
weren't.
escort.
No, God.
All right, ask Billy Joe if you don't believe me.
I don't believe him either.
Well, there you
I don't
go
believe
then.
shit that comes out of his mouth.
Well, if you don't believe Billy Joe and you don't believe me, you're screwed.
Anything that we haven't?
Yes. Everyone who's watching, you need to stay safe, stay out of trouble, and always use protection, because it's a good and a useful thing. God bless you. See you all soon.
All right. Bye, Fight fans.
Thanks, Michelle.
Hey Fight fans, it's Michelle Joy Phelps. If you haven't already subscribed to our YouTube channel, make sure you do so by clicking this icon right here, or else